Welcome back, everyone, to the Hot Mix, an InstroTek podcast. I am Anthony.
And I'm Maurice.
And today we're doing one that I love. It's going to be our favorites of websites that we use here to talk about industry knowledge, knowledge share, as Maurice always likes to say. We want to bring you some of our favorite websites.
Yeah, we're going to get into some of our favorite websites for the industry, right? As asphalt professionals, you always got to have those key websites you go to, right? The ones that kind of bring new knowledge or the latest technology or what testing's going on here or, you know, what are they doing here? Or maybe you just want to learn how to do a test. Yeah. It could be as simple as that. We want to go on. You get turned on by that.
Yeah, you do.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I tend to just watch it and be okay.
No big deal. I didn't know.
But if it turns you on, that's even better. It just means you love it. And that's something we're going to talk about today. So top websites we use for really building our knowledge. Here we go.
All right, I'm going to start it off with one that, you know, I mention this pretty much every episode, but I was super green coming into the industry. Yeah. And the website that I loved that Maurice recommended to me to kind of understand what I'm getting myself into was pavementinteractive.org. I repeat, pavementinteractive.org.
Great website.
And here's why I love Pavement Interactive.
Tell me. Talk to me.
I was coming in, I was civil, but I wasn't in civil, if you know what I mean. And so I didn't really know the terminologies. So if we're talking about aggregate, binder, asphalt, bitumen, JMF, job mix formula, all the information.
QC, QA, all that.
QA, man. Look at this guy's flowing.
It just flows, man.
Bang, bang, bang. Pavement Interactive has it all, and I had none of it, and it was willing to give it to me, so I took it. And so basically what happened was I learned all about the industry knowledge, technology, some of the terminology, and I could go to the trade shows, and I could go into labs, and then I was still wanting to get educated by everybody working in the labs.
Of course, but you had a level of understanding.
I had the knowledge.
And that was what Pavement Interactive is all about. Again, we use that website here to train people that are coming in, new to the industry. I found it about 10 years ago. It has been upgraded and done better. The new website came out probably 2-3 years ago, and they really improved it. And the thing I love about Pavement Interactive, it not only tells you the test and how to do and what products to do them with and everything, but it also gives you the history of asphalt, which is really important. You got to have the fundamentals. You got to have those down right. You got to know how we came to build our roads like we build them, and they do that there. It is actually developed by Pavement Tools Consortium. Oh, say that 3 times fast.
Consortium, SAT word.
Good word there. And then, which is a group of state DOTs, FHWA, University of Washington. So those are the people that bring you this website. They keep it updated. And again, I can't speak highly enough about it. We love Pavement Interactive. If you haven't been there, definitely check it out and tell us what you think.
All right, let's do it. I think we should move on to your heavy hitter.
My heavy hitter, right? Yeah. The one that got me started, the one that got me deep into the industry was FHWA.gov. Now, Anthony, what's the FHWA?
I think that's the Federal Highway Administration.
It is. You're right. So Federal Highway Administration obviously governs a lot of what we do in the industry, right? They're the federal government. They're the ones that set the tone. They're the ones that push a lot of initiatives, and their website is absolutely great. If you add after FHWA.dot.gov/pavement/asphalt, go to that website, you're going to land in a place that's awesome for us in asphalt. It is basically a setup as tiles, different tiles there with different tests, different field equipment, quality control, quality assurance, everything's on there. And we'll show you that here while we're talking about it. If you click into any of these, and this is why I love the website, if you click into them, FHWA produces these things called tech briefs.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, and they're different than regular briefs. A tech brief is actually a smaller version of like maybe a larger study or something they research. It still has a lot of the data and all the analytical information that you may want to look at, but in a more condensed, quicker version that you can actually read quickly and get the knowledge that you want without reading a full study. But they have those too, right? So if you want the full study, they'll have links for those. They have videos. So again, I've learned a lot about this industry and dove deep into some of these things with the FHWA website and the tech briefs they produce.
I'm blown away.
I love it. Yeah, no, it's excellent. Highly recommend it, especially if you want to geek out sometime and just kind of really get into some of the bolts and nuts.
Bolts and nuts.
Yes.
We're flipping it up here at the Hot Mix. It ain't even nuts and bolts anymore. We're bolts and nuts. All right.
Yeah, we switched that around just for fun value. Yeah.
Well, this is a great segue into my next.
Let's go, segue.
Are we good with the heavy hitter?
Yeah, let's go. Let's move on.
I want to talk about a website that utilizes a lot and talks a lot about FHWA and that.
Smell it.
Oh, ginger. You know what, man?
That's really good.
That smells a lot better than bolts and nuts. A lot better.
I bet it does.
AsphaltInstitute.org. And I love Asphalt Institute.
Yeah.
We've worked a lot with Asphalt Institute.
Great organization.
Yeah, great organization.
Yeah.
I know a lot of guys that work over there. Shout out Greg Harder, my man. One thing that they do very, very well is they get a little bit more granular with some of this information, which at a certain point you want, right?
Right.
So
absolutely.
I didn't.
Whoa, you're right there. Technical malfunction. Whoa, you're getting too excited.
Chair just dropped.
We're all right.
They talk a lot more about the binder and the.
Maybe I move so much in that chair. I think is what the chair's telling you.
Yeah,
maybe keep it still.
They dig a lot deeper into the binder and the additive. They have a big section on that, which for me was a pain point. I was having a hard time really understanding a lot of that. So I went to the Asphalt Institute, and they really honed me in and got me shaped up and ready to go. Another thing that they do really, really well is they talk a lot about the FAA and FHWA specs and things that are coming to light, new technologies. It lets you be a little bit more proactive on the new technologies that are coming down the pipeline.
Awesome. You know, Asphalt Institute has been around for a very long time. Great organization. If you don't know them, definitely go check out their webpage as well, just to find out more about the organization itself.
Absolutely.
So we love them and great content they put out as well. So great website.
Absolutely, yeah.
So next is not really a website, so to speak.
Oh boy.
And that's kind of interesting, huh, for a website podcast. But it's a YouTube channel.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know, surprisingly, it's not our YouTube channel.
We know a little something about YouTube channels.
So, NCAT, which is the National Center for Asphalt Technology, puts out a channel called Training in Your Pocket.
Oh.
Yeah. So don't get any ideas. Training in Your Pocket is basically a channel that is done by Travis Walbeck and the people at NCAT.
My man.
And Travis does a phenomenal job with this channel. And he really breaks down. It's good to read all the specs. It's good to dive into these websites and read and get all that content from reading. But sometimes you just want to see it.
You do.
Sometimes you just want to see the test being done. And you want to learn more about it by being in the field with them or being on the test track or being in the laboratory. And Travis just has a really great way of delivering that in a fun way that technicians get, and you can just tell them, hey, pull out your phone, go to this YouTube channel, you know, mark it as a favorite, and if you have a question on one of these tests, just watch it, and they do. And it's NCAT. I mean, it's one of the premier institutions in our country for, you know, asphalt technology, and so, you know you're getting quality content, and great job to Travis up for the chat.
Let's get down to bolts and nuts. I mean, if you can have NCAT in your pocket, you're going to want to have NCAT in your pocket.
I agree,
You pull them out, and you can have Travis there showing you all the tests that you might be looking into. I mean, that's what you want to have.
I mean, that's the bolts and nuts of it. Absolutely. I totally agree. So, great channel. Again, youtube.com, just search Training in Your Pocket. They should be up first on the list there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over. Let's change.
Where are we going now?
Let's change gears a little bit.
Let's do it.
Not much.
You're
just
down,
a little
trucker.
bit. So one of the things that I really like to talk about is the combination of maybe asphalt or just our industry as a whole and the business side of it.
Yes.
And forconstructionpros.com does an awesome job of doing just that. So they cover a wide range of topics: asphalt, pavements, technology, business, everything. But what they do on each of those pages is they have very informative information about new products, new technologies, but they also have a lot of information on how they're making companies more efficient, talking about profitability, talking about ROI, which is great.
Which is, you know, it's the other side of our industry, right? It's business, and business is a huge part. That's why we're all in it. We all want to make money for our companies, buy the right equipment, and having someone kind of look at it and give you that take on you know what the product actually means or what this new technology technology actually means for your profitability at your company.
Yeah.
What the new plant is going to do, what those new burners or, anything you're adding to your asphalt plant, lab, whatever, how does that relate to actually making money?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're all here for, and to provide a profit. And so I think that's awesome, and I'm glad you highlighted them for that purpose.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll add about it is the cool thing. It all comes from different kind of independent sources, so it's not just from the website, right?
Yeah.
So these are kind of all the different pros talking about it and sending it in, and then they're highlighting that information. So it's just a great wealth of knowledge.
Awesome, I love it. So that's been 5 of our favorite websites that we really enjoy, but I have one bonus.
Oh, you did a bonus one?
I did a bonus.
Throw a bonus in it?
Yeah, just a little whipped cream on top.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just a little bit to make sure people come back for the next segment.
Oh,
so the bonus one is actually one that you've heard of. I'm sure people know about it, but I wanted to highlight it because they have done some improvements, and that website is called Hey Napa.
Hey Napa.
And it's heynapa.com, and basically it's a chatbot that you can pretty much ask it whatever you want, and you can type in any question like what is BMD, and the improvement they've done recently, or not recently, but over the last few years, is that they've actually now are citing where they gain their information. So if there's a subject that you want to know about, type in your question about that subject, and then it shows you like all the articles, all the studies, maybe a tech brief or two.
Oh,
yeah. And
we're back to the brief.
and then you can click on that and go to that actual publication.
Oh, that's nice.
To actually see who wrote it, and maybe even contact them and maybe dive in a little bit deeper if you wish. I think they named the chatbot now. Do you know the name?
Well, I'm a big relationship guy, so I don't feel like I'm connected to the bot until I know the name, but I don't think.
Yeah. So they called it Mac Anderson. That's someone.
Mac Anderson?
Mac Anderson, yeah.
Or is it Mac Adam?
Maybe it is Mac Adam. Sorry.
Maybe I do know his name.
You do know it. Maybe you did meet him. Mac Adam, and he's the new chatbot for
Mac Anderson.
For Hey Napa. So great website. If you haven't used it, highly suggest you go over there and check it out. This is just our favorite websites. We know there's a ton other ones out there. A lot of DOTs put out great websites. A lot of Asphalt APAs put out our website, great websites. Asphalt Pavement Associations put out a lot of great websites along with great content. So if you have a favorite one that you know and you say, hey, this is the one I like, please leave it in the comments. We definitely want to know so we can maybe do another one of these and put more websites out there that I think would be good. But we wanted to bring you our favorites and the ones we use the most.
Absolutely. One of our favorite things to do here at the Hot Mix is to be interactive with our, people.
Yeah, the audience. Any of those would work. Yes.
Yes, so we just kind of always want to interact with you as much as possible, and so it's very important if you guys could post and comment any of the websites that you love. That would really, really be appreciated, and we'll kind of go back and forth about what we all love.
Yeah.
So,
I just want to say one thing. I missed you.
I missed you too, man.
This was fun.
This was fun.
This was a good time. So, thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Not any shade to Mr. Brian O'Toole, Mr. Schott.
Yeah.
But he did a great job. But it is good to have Anthony back and doing this fun stuff with him.
Absolutely.
Bring some knowledge.
Thank y'all for coming back.
Yes.
We really appreciate it, as always. And just remember one thing: keep it hot.
Keep it real.
Keep it real hot.